Welcome and thanks for joining us for episode 3 of our Cooking with First UMC. And today it's a holiday edition. And today I'm also joined by our one and only Pastor Scott Kober. He is going to be helping me chop up all the vegetables for the salad that we're making today. So first I'll start off by talking about the hash brown casserole that we're making, and then I'll walk over and I'll tell you what Scott's going to be helping me with. So today we are taking 2 recipes out of our UMW cookbook. The first one is the hash brown casserole supreme, and this one was put in here by quite a few women: Martha Cruz, Jenny Van Dorn, Ruth Holverson, Susan Cook, and Marjorie Saw. So thank you, ladies. So first thing we need is a half a cup of margarine, a can of cream of celery soup, salt and pepper, some minced onion, some sour cream, and then some cheese, and then a frozen bag of hash browns. And then for the delicious topping, we have some corn flakes, although our recipe says that you can also opt for crushed potato chips. So whatever you want to do, have fun with those potato chips. And then some melted butter. And then over here, I'll kind of walk you through what Scott's going to be doing. He is going to be chopping up all of the vegetables for our broccoli, grape, and almond salad. Now this is brought to us by Janice Crawford. So Scott, you go ahead and start chopping.
All right, yeah. This is my only job in my house, is chopping broccoli.
You must be pretty good at it.
I'm good at it.
So the first thing that we're going to do for our hash brown casserole is, it says in a large mixing bowl, melt butter and then add soup, salt, pepper, and onion. So I'm going to add the butter in this bowl and then put it in here. So half a cup of margarine. So last time I told you guys about the marks of the tablespoons so you guys could tell. So down below it also tells you how many sticks equals a half a cup and how many sticks equal 2 cups. So a half a cup is going to be 1 whole stick. So now we'll go ahead and melt this. I'm going to walk over here and put it in our microwave, and then once it's melted, I'll put it in our large mixing bowl. And I'm also, before this, I went ahead and added the cream of celery soup. So now what I get to do is I get to add in everything else, and then I just get to mix it up. So I'm going to go ahead and work on that. I asked her, why did they decide to put this meal into the UMW cookbook? And she just said, out of all of the ones, this just seemed like the best one. I asked Jenny if they prepared this for the church, like for a funeral or anything like that, and she doesn't think that they did. And she thinks it was just mainly for one of those, like if someone was sick or someone needed a meal, they just wanted to show the love and support, they would whip this up and take it to them. Here. Now Jenny, I also asked her if she makes this for her family, and she said yeah, she did. And of course, you know, you always wonder, did your family enjoy this meal? And she said absolutely. I mean, how could you not? You got potatoes and cheese and some onion. It's a win-win right there. Okay, so now that I have this all nice and even, I'm going to melt some more butter and then make up my cornflake topping mixture. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in here. I got my 2 cups of cornflakes in a Ziploc bag. Now, this is really fun, and if you are starting to have your kids help you cook, have them do this part. This is the best part. Put it in here, and they want it crushed. So just let them crush it up. Now the question is, how fine do you want it? I like that because I can still have a nice chunk of cornflakes. Okay, then I'm gonna put it back in here and I'm gonna pour my butter and I'm gonna mix it up and then I'll put it on top. And now we have started that new ministry where we are lucky enough to have a group of women who have been making the same meal that I am, and they are taking it out to members of our congregation. Well, this month what they're doing, because I didn't ask them to fry a turkey, is they are going to be putting some ham in this hash brown casserole just to make it more of a full dish. Okay, and then we're going to just sprinkle this on top. Just like that. Oh, that looks so good. I'm so jealous. I want to eat this. Okay. Make sure we get it out of the container. We don't want any of that good topping to go to waste. Okay. And then we'll just go ahead and spread this around. Make sure it's nice and evenly topped. Okay, now, let me flip back here. Do you want this bag?
No.
Are you sure? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll go ahead and put a mic cable in it or something.
I know. Okay, so now it tells me to bake this for an hour to an hour and a half at 350. I already have the oven heated up because we know that it takes a little bit to get it going. So that should be ready to go. And then cover at about 25 minutes to go. They want me to cover it with aluminum foil. So I got to make sure I set my timer for that. So I'll go ahead and put this in the oven now. Take a look. Ooh. Looks delicious. Our broccoli, grape, and almond salad. Now this is brought to us by Janice Crawford. So the first thing Scott's going to do, he's going to chop up 2 cups of broccoli and 2 cups of cauliflower. And then after that, he's going to do some celery, some red and green grapes, 8 pieces of bacon, and I may have made extra so he can have some to snack on afterwards for helping me out.
That's why I'm here. It's for the bacon.
And Chris can have some as well. And then some green onions and then some slivered almonds. And then there's this delicious dressing that we will put over it. So, Scott, you go ahead and start chopping.
All right, yeah.
So, I get to toast these almonds. So what I'm going to do is, I already baked the bacon that needs to go into this salad. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to just add a little bit of butter, but I'm also going to just use what's left of the bacon grease that's still in the pan, and we'll toast them that way. I think it's going to be good. So what Scott is going to do now is he's going to crumble up 8 pieces of bacon and put that in here. So I'm going to move this over here for him.
All right, we're crumbling.
And I toasted up our almonds, so I'll sprinkle those in too.
There might be some tearing.
That's all right.
Okay.
That works. And while Scott was waiting for me to finish up the meal, he went ahead and measured everything out that we need for our dressing. So what you're going to need is a cup of mayonnaise, 1/3 cup of sugar, and 1 tablespoon of vinegar. So we will mix that up, and I'm not going to put it on today because this salad is not going to be eaten today. So I'm going to put it on when we are ready to serve it. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go mix up our dressing.
It's such a strange thing to do, bacon.
I know.
Crushing
You just want to eat it.
plain.
Do you like BLTs?
I do like BLTs. It's all in the tomato being right and ready.
Yep.
So I'm not just going to eat one in the middle of winter. I will not order a BLT
You won't?
at a restaurant.
No.
I won't do it.
I don't blame you.
If it's not August, what are you doing?
I know.
I think we got good proportions.
I think we do.
I hope I didn't make too much, and the dressing's not going to go far enough.
I think you made Karen proud. Those
proud.
are good bite pieces.
All right.
Yeah, that's perfect.
All right.
So here
This
is our
gonna
dressing.
Go in the fridge, huh?
Yeah, it's going to go in the fridge. I'm going to cover it until it's ready to serve, and I'm going to cover this as well. And then right before we serve it, I'll spread it on and mix it up. And I think it's going to be delicious.
My reward.
Please eat.
Hey everyone, it's Chris here in the First UMC Media Studios, and we are going to fry a turkey for our First United Methodist Church Thanksgiving meal. If you haven't fried a turkey before, you are in for a treat. Fried turkey is moist, it's juicy, the skin is crispy, and it's a really good alternative to roasting. Now, frying a turkey is not hard. There are a few steps involved, and they start several days before you actually get to frying, and you can't skip any of those steps. So let me walk you through them. The first thing, as soon as you get your turkey, before you unwrap it, you need to determine how much oil you're going to need to use. Using enough oil to fry your turkey is critical from a cooking standpoint, but using no more than enough oil is absolutely critical from a safety standpoint. Because you see, frying a turkey is dangerous. Don't forget that you're dealing with a pot of boiling oil on top of an open burner. You're going to slowly lower this bird into the oil, and when you do, the water, the moisture inside of it will turn to steam, which will cause the oil to pop and spit all over the place. And the oil level will rise as the bird goes down. Displacement, right? You get that concept. If that hot oil overflows onto your open burner, you, my friend, are in a whole bunch of trouble. The fire department will try to save your home, and you'll probably get a helicopter ride to the burn center. So having enough oil, but no more than enough oil, is absolutely critical. So let's go downstairs to the kitchen for a safety lesson. This is our bird. This is our turkey. It's a big bird. It's not Big Bird. It's not for you Sesame Street fans. It's not Big Bird, but it is a big bird. It's almost 15 pounds. And so what we do is we fill this pot with oil, or with water first, and drop the bird in it and see how much water it's going to take. Okay, so here we are with the bird standing up on the bottom. Now it's going to be elevated about a half an inch off the bottom when it's on its rack, but it's also going to collapse a little bit vertically. So this is easily enough oil to cover the bird. And so now we take the bird out, put it back over here, and we take our Sharpie, which we have in our pocket, and we're doing a little sloshing here. And we make a mark. You see that? No more oil than that. Now that we know how much oil we need, we can go forward. If your turkey is frozen, it will need to be completely thawed. Turkeys thaw in the fridge about 4 pounds a day. Our bird is 15 pounds, so that's a 4-day thaw. You got to round up on these things, right? When you're frying a turkey, you have to think ahead. You have to think about the next steps and how long this is going to take. You can't just go get a frozen butterball the day before Thanksgiving and think you're going to fry it. So once your bird is thawed, now we can prepare it for frying. So let's go back to the real kitchen downstairs for that. Dry brining is actually really easy. It's basically salting the bird. And we're going to use not just salt, but we're going to use some other seasoning as well. You can use whatever seasoning you like. You can, if you like herbs, if you like something spicy, you can do that. If you like, I was looking for Montreal chicken seasoning because that's what I've used before and have liked it very much. That apparently is, like so many things in this pandemic time, difficult to get. So I've got some of, this is not an endorsement, I have a famous guy's country roast chicken seasoning that I'm going to put on. And basically all we're going to do is salt this bird. I know what some of you are saying. You're saying, but Chris, isn't that going to dry the bird out? Especially when I tell you the next thing, which is after we salt this, we're just going to put it in the fridge, uncovered. It's Sunday night, and it's going to stay there until Tuesday morning, uncovered, in the fridge, salted. How can it not dry out, right? That's what I thought the first time I did this. I thought this is going to be a disaster, but this is what the guy on YouTube said to do. And so I did it. I did it this way. I put my trust in Sam the cooking guy on YouTube, and he said it would be delicious, and it was. So your turkey's going to sit in the fridge for a day or two with the dry brine on it, and then the time to cook it arrives. You set up your cooking rig outdoors, a safe distance from anything combustible. We did it outside under the canopy at church because it was raining. Don't do it on a deck that's attached to your house. Don't do it in the garage. That's a horrible idea. Go all the way outside. Now, you'll need to be sure you have enough gas. Think about that too, because your burner is going to be lit fairly aggressively for an hour and a half. So you got to have enough gas. Your target temperature for the oil is 350 degrees. Now, it's important, it's really important to have an accurate thermometer to check the oil temperature every couple of minutes. And I actually use two of them. I use this one and a digital one, and then I cross-check the readings just to be sure. Don't scorch the oil or the bird, and don't burn the oil or your house. So I said your target temperature is 350 degrees. Get the oil to 350 degrees before you put the turkey in, and try to keep it there through the whole cook. Now, certainly when you first put the bird in, the oil temperature is going to drop, and so you'll need to get the temperature back up to 350. But be careful to not get too far above that, because you can burn these things. So while that's going on, while the oil is heating up, get the turkey out of the fridge, put it on the vertical rack that came with the fryer, and there will be a hanging device that lets you hold on to it as you lower it into the oil. Use that stuff. Don't use other stuff. Use the stuff that came with the frying rig. And when you're ready to fry, lower the bird very, very slowly into the pot. It's okay if it takes you a couple of minutes to get it all the way in. Long kitchen gloves or grilling gloves or fireplace gloves are a great idea for this part of the process because you're going to be right there over the oil. So when the bird is all the way down in the oil, resting on the bottom on its rack, start your timer. Your cooking time will be 3 minutes per pound. Our turkey is 15 pounds, so it's going to take 45 minutes to fry. Don't leave it unattended. Keep your eyes on the thermometer. Now, after the appropriate cooking time, it's very simple. You just lift the bird slowly again out of the oil and let the excess drain off. Place it into a large pan. You can even keep it on that cooking rack that came with this thing. Keep it on there let it just stand there for 15 to 20 minutes before you even think of carving into it. Frying a turkey is a great alternative to roasting. It frees up space in your oven for other things, but be careful. Go through all the steps. Don't take shortcuts, and it'll be delicious, I promise you. So thanks for watching our Thanksgiving dinner show. However you are able to celebrate Thanksgiving this year, remember that there are things to be thankful for, even in weird years like this one. You know, God has already blessed you, and we hope that God will continue to bless you. May God bless you and your family, your food, and your Thanksgiving celebrations. Thanks for watching.